who process, and those are the youths. And then, you know, they constitute over 70%, almost about 70% of our population are all youths. If you've been following the campaign and then you look at the composition of the crowd, you realize so really difficult to handle, because most of them are just transitioning from adolescence to adulthood. So you still have the think like adults, to behave like adults, but they will tend to think like adults, but yet still they have that some elements of the child mind. So if at this stage of their life they
breaking news and results in quick time. We're also streaming all election activities.
My people, let us love each other. Be there for each other. Let nobody politics sen waaw du xuloo Alex lay ko ne ci doyloo ci wees sa morom rante I see no me just you the yen man la leer so faji yekili yalla ni yalla bolé ko jigéen ñi yalla ni yalla bolé waaw ku no yalla ni yalla bolé ku yëngu ci dépense Capitaine Galiani, le neuf ànd ak moom, ku ma neex ma ànd ak moom waaw ku la neex nga ànd ak moom, ma nit ku ma neex ma ànd ak moom. Élection I see noonu jox Jackson.
Do the jama, jama, everybody, jama, everybody. Love in the heart.
Loo xam ne ñu àndandoo diggante bi nekk comme ni lem ni ay yumba taxaloo si des fas bàyyi wax bu sew bi gisoon na fi lu xew fara bangala buñ fi talal safara ñoo ko mun a safaral kon ne ko defar ndax suñu dëkk la.
Love everywhere, love in the hearts, peace in the homes. Love everywhere, this is what we call it.
Alima funingelu bunya kerodina. Alamanzo fanga shula da funingela. Kaminkulu, kadombo kena, anipoti kudu alilo na funingelu.
Pakajali nila mnukutu kalajane, kemalom funingelu nile muna samti. Kasilodila, kasamodila, woman empowerment nile muna samati. Jankana magnatale, nunchibo mendawi.
Long wale malong lamlia jaman le batani mado la politiko samanya mandaku ngai bela ni malaku milbe bidin kamole buli malakula ndada be party build of mala param sortu I imagine UDP NPP so live like diamonds smiling kale kutuna Gambia la poetina mo on the street, go on a lot. Can you take a bit of cool? Public smoking and the environment that you polluting. Harmful side effects, second hand smoking causes heart cancer that makes your liver. So they said to take a serious measure because things like this we can't tolerate. Public transport like the cigarette, lula jadio, parnala. God bless them. We need more love. the cam. Pollo.
Mali, sabar Mali, pura cegin.
gas ñi di sul kañ la de abe di ku bil holi anyone de jama God bless Gambia baby amala ñu ka ala jasa raslen holi anyone de jama
So we've received results from 4 constituencies as so far: Janjanbureh, Serekunda, Kiang Central, and Jara Central. So these are the 4 constituencies we have received the results from the IEC. So in total, these 4 constituencies, the total number of votes are 14,590 in second place with 6,000. As you can see on the screen, the incumbent Adama Barrow of the NPP, 58% of PC Mama Kande, 6%, and then NUP Abdullah Ibrahim Jame with 1% of the total number of votes cast in the Janjanbureh constituency, in Serekunda, in Jara Central, and in Kiang Central. So Halifa Salah in terms of percentage. So we are up for a long night, Abdullah.
Very long one. Thank you, Esa. Back to the panel. Just a reminder, on the panel we have Baba Suare, former statistician, Hakim Sise, historian and author, Kadi Fofana, gender specialist, and Srin Faldonjai, statistician. Now, we look at the peaceful nature of our elections. I think we can take this for granted in the Gambia, but this...
That's very free and fair. Now, I think that
human rights, respecting, environment, under Sadawda. That's very, very important. The context, is very, very favorable. Hold on to the peaceful British colony. So even the Tubabs never had problems in this country. From 1901, when Fudekaba, was neutralized, until 1965. Not like if you are a Sisi, you don't do this to somebody who is a champ. Correct. But now I cannot even compliment her for her dress.
Okay, we'll get to that.
And the cultural context, are really valuable and help to nurture peace with the late Deputy Ambassador Gambia to Russia, Keba Singade. May peace be upon him. I think, of course, as I said, it's between tribes, it's between regions, the Baribunkas and the Kiankas, the Seres and the Jolas and the Fullers, I have two Fullers sitting in front of me here.
Is that uniquely Gambian or is Senegambian, Greater Senegambia, Gambia, Guinea-Bissau, Senegal?
To nurture, and build on it further.
Okay, to add to that, can we give credit to the political players too for calling on their supporters to maintain peace?
And I should think so, because I think this was the general message from everybody. All politicians, the number one message was go back. So, I think naturally it is in us. And I think the slogan we use, the smiling coast of West Africa, it's a reality. A lot of people who come here would say they are overwhelmed by the friendliness of running. Say, well, that's the Gambian nature, that's the nature of,
I think is either in a form of song or poetry or satires people about the importance of maintaining peace during this period. But naturally, Gambians are peace-loving, and also one thing, yes, the joking relationships are there. But like other countries, you find it you see a Kikuyu marrying, the intermarriage is bad message somebody is trying to portray. I wouldn't want to harm a Jola, if my husband is a Jola. And you wouldn't want to harm a Wolof if your wife is Wolof. So I think our social structures also play an important role also. And also religion also plays a pivotal role, because when such events are coming, the religious leaders, most of their sermons, both in churches and mosques, the key messages are all centered around the need to maintain peace and stability during this moment. So I think all those things are contributing factors.
Baba, is patriotism part of it? That Gambians are patriotic, but we managed to sail through.
So patriotism is actually part of it. This is a small country. We are all related in one way or the other. A female of a Jolo. That intermarriage actually helps a lot. Okay? Tribes would not want to affect each other because of this intermarriage relationship in them. Okay? And this is all because the country, right, the imams, the sermon, we are the same people, we are the ones attending each other's events, be it a sad event or whatever, a funeral, a naming ceremony. At least we have to attend each other's, okay? We have to maintain that. Let's not try to instigate violence among ourselves. The politicians, of course, each politician is actually trying to sell his interest to the electorate. Okay? Well, Kara has already decided that. It's just for us to go and cast a vote. But whoever is going to be the president has already been decided by the Almighty Allah since the day of creation. Okay, so that is, at least we have that in mind and try to maintain the peace and stability between us. This is very important. And as you said, Gambians actually love Gambia. Gambians actually love Gambia. don't want any stability in this country. They were fearing there was going to be war. Things like that. They know peace. They don't want to engage in war. A lot of Gambians actually fled the country to neighboring countries. Okay? Why? Because they know peace. They want to maintain peace. They don't want to be part of that violence if it is to happen. Thank God, due to the intervention of the sub-regional leaders, everything went smoothly, and that we had a smooth transition to the current regime. I mentioned it here in anything to be. Faru being a Yominka, the Jaranka, they can say anything to each other. Okay? So this will be accepted. Okay? So we live peacefully.
I mean, like the opposition, in their rallies, you see the Gambian flag flying together with, the party flag. The ruling, party, in their rallies, you see the Gambian flag, flying side. Although this also brings us to the need, really for historical consciousness. It's very, very important. Really to build, patriotism, you need to know the history of this country. It's very, very important. And I think that is something, I suggested in an interview, that maybe in the future, presidential candidates, should undergo like a history test, a basic history test, like a geography test. Because the beauty of this country also we should discover, valleys, to the bolongs and the tributaries and the creeks, because all that is part of, the country. And if you appreciate it, you are, better able as a leader, to really make things work.
Okay, great. We look at the speed of the elections. We are all here saying there is a delay. We all want to go home. But in other countries, it takes days for many, many years.
Yes. For example, in the 60s, for example, in 1960, the elections, it took 3 weeks before, the results were known, because there were no roads. You had like mobile polling stations. Like a Land Rover will be at Gunjur at 8 a.m. in the morning. The people will vote. Then, that Land Rover will move to Katong at 9:30. Then, that's how elections were done in 1960, 1962, and even in 1966.
And today we have 1,500 plus polling stations.
Exactly.
We've moved a long way.
The same day of the election. I think it's another, Gambian electoral exceptionalism. Something to be really proud of. And it's, it adds to the confidence. Because when results are delayed, in some countries, you wait for 2 weeks, 10 days, the rumor, machine, is at full. But I think for us, we are also lucky that we vote the same day without having an inkling, of the results. And also that adds to the confidence on our electoral system. And I think it's something very, very important.
Hello?
The fact that we are maintaining this marble system. Of course, we have a high together. All the agents are there. It's put on that tray, counted. It's transparent, which is something I think unique, not only in the Gambia, but I don't know, it's about 4 or 5 a.m. But hopefully, in the next few hours, 8 or 10 hours, we will get all the results and everything will be over. Unlike places where they, as he says, you sit for days or weeks, before results are known. Where they are counted, who knows? But for us, I think we have a simple system. It works. We should protect and defend this marble,
barrel and bell system. By all means, it is our own system. You see, there is nothing, primordial about it. There's nothing unsophisticated about it. It works.
If it works,
so me, I have made it, really a personal assignment to defend it. okay, to defend it. I will write about it. I will agree. It's foolproof. And that's what you need for an election. When you have a system which everybody agrees that is foolproof, then your electoral system, becomes strong. People have confidence in it, and then democracy flourishes.
There are certain aspects maybe we can improve on and modify. For instance, the verification system. My experience today was that took a very, very long time. You have, voting cards. Maybe that could be modified into sort of like a machine readable where you can easily verify and pass. But as he says, the rest of it, it works for us.
It's right.
It's okay.
Baba.
Earlier on actually, we used to collect all the ballot boxes. There is only a counting center. Okay, there are all the ballot boxes for a particular region, maybe for the regional headquarters for counting. The people were actually agree with them. We should maintain this. The only problem I foresee in the future is that as time goes on in the future, we may have the diaspora voting. Okay? In fact, I think even this year it was raised. Whether the diaspora will give them the chance to vote.
We can look at and see how we can, improve on that. In addition to what you were saying, if we want to get the diaspora to vote, how do they vote? Do we ask them to use the ballot, the marble system, or do we actually ask them to use ballot papers? Mr. Sise is saying maybe we have a hybrid system. All these are things that, we all in it together. We are all stakeholders. So let's see how we can make it better.
Okay.
Produced in 2016.
Without this, how are we going to nurture that?
Well, for patriotism, I will repeat that first and foremost, who loves their country. Now, for you to be able to do that, for you, I think there's like more investment, in museums, for example, like district museums, like regional museums, where you showcase aspects of our culture, and history. The history, issue of civic education, which I think a good step has been made recently, because the subject itself, civics, has been reintroduced into the school system, which I think is a fantastic move in helping to, we have pace setters. Let me talk about women. We have pace setters, science examples. I talk about youth, like heroines, in literature, in the arts, in journalism. So be made clear becomes for these young people to really fit up. You see, long, daylight hours. Maybe we take clocks like backwards. 1 hour. So people can spend an extra hour at work. That is one way to build a country. But when we can.
That is not convinced.
Heartedly that this is a position that I have taken. So your responsibilities, your dedication to duty should be number one priority for you. But that is something. But people go to offices anytime they like. They leave anytime they like. I've seen those instances, and I think that should not be enough if we really want to grow as a country. The thing is, people must have this sense of responsibility. Government, whatever belongs to government, doesn't belong to anybody. You go to school, but then you are the beneficiary. We should try and make our kids on, you are wasting money, because you are not paying the bill. you don't feel that you should switch it off. You know, patriotism is not only about they don't have much confidence in their environment, and they keep dreaming that they cannot make it here. You know, a lot of people travel from the sub-region to come to Gambia.
But I believe these days with technology, there's a lot you can do outside of the office. But then a lot of people, particularly, I'm sorry to say, the old guard, and I'm in the office, that's when I would look at my emails. When I'm in the office is when I would, do certain things. There are so many things you can do outside of your office. That I think that whole issue of our working culture, we really need to visit. But then, I want to also look at another thing, which is from the side of the leadership that we aspire to get to. When we talk about development, when we talk about improving the lives of people, I'll always say we don't do what we call tokenistic changes, very little changes. And I think that's a problem with us Gambians. We easily get satisfied. You see slight improvement and you're okay. We need to aim higher and move this country forward. And that the leadership has a big role to play in terms of getting people motivated.
Now, here we work less than 40 hours a week. 8 to 4. That's 8 hours. 8 hours.
On Fridays is less.
On Friday is about 4 hours. So it comes about 36 hours a week. Less than the international standard. 40 hours per week to be considered fully employed. So of course Gambians, we are employed, okay, but underemployed. There is a lot of high underemployment in this country. It is fully used. Again, as he said, in the ethics of employment, the ethics of work.
But is it the time factor or what you do with your time?
What you just okay.
Yes.
What you do with your time?
Some you should be in your office at 8, okay, close at 4, okay. If you are late, maybe you are penalized. Not counting, okay. Somebody may be in the office as early as 6 a.m. Okay, but what has that person contributed, done during that period? Okay? Someone may be there maybe for 4 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours. Okay? Who might have been very effective, productive than somebody who stayed in the office longer. Okay? So it could be both. Okay? So that's
when I talk about work ethics and that work culture, is that for instance these days, especially with the phones, people are in the office, they spend half of the time on their phone.
On their phones.
Today I heard a lady was on her phone, she was buying 200 and the lady actually gave her a receipt for 2,000. And that was because she was not concentrating because she was on the phone with her headphone. It is when you're on break, you take back your phone, look at your messages, reply to them, etc.
You have to.
Or somebody comes, even in the banks, everywhere, you are faced with a teller, she's attending to you, but she has a headphone. Maybe listening to what we do on our phones is private. It's not official. You're either chatting with somebody or doing something that is not work-related.
all the using the internet, Facebook and things like that. So we need to look at that. Okay. I don't know how long it will take us. At least to.
Thank you.
GRTS election. Adama Barrow 6 facing UDP, following you exclusive exclusive coverage of the polls with expert analysis, breaking news and results in quick time.
Sakatu moista dole munga waru wote bunyo politika jalo nanyo samale fi mami bayo bunyo masategi on la one for one nanyo take gypsy on without a bomb body killing don't be killing oh yeah mama
ñaanoo ay si noonu jox suñu kàddu woote ay si noonu jox ko taskat nu woote ay si dëgg-dëgg yéen a mën a leeral élection kilifa dina yi kilifa aada yi kilifa aada yi kilifa dina yi waaw jàmm la ñaanoo yàlla sax di la suñu réew yàlla nu yàlla boole ku bëgg jigéen ñi yàlla nu yàlla boole waaw ku yërëm naw la nekk ak moom ku ma neex ànd ak moom waaw ku la neex nga ànd ak moom ma nit ku ma neex ma ànd ak moom élection politique bi du xuloo politique bi du noonu war a réew mi élection ay si noonu jox suñu kàddu woote ay si ku bëgg jigéen yàlla na yàlla boole waaw ku yërëm na ku ma neex ma ay si noonu jox suñu war a liggéey réew mi élection
faaxe te gisil bébi gaañu fulal ak lu xoli xatar xam naa ma gaay yi ne la xijal bul boori tëddal te suy métti ma sax naa la mënal soo ewoon naa
Ambiance yon futike Mene me huleta Kambe besuseta Mene me huleta Kambe besuseta Leleyo Neta waite kama mendogina mangamada Lele Papa sida do de halami ni wonu kayasi Hey, Saga boy big me no ma goto darnatane. Hey, every day's made up body. Ambiance yon futike. Mene me huleta. Kambe besuseta. Mene me huleta. Kambe besuseta. Leleyo. Neta waite kama mendogina manga.
Former President Yahya Jammeh was extraordinarily brought to an halt. Since the advent of democratic dispensation in 2016, Gambians have enjoyed the freedom to express their opinions on issues of national concern, dream of every Gambian. Perhaps the prolonged oppression opens floodgates for undue or unguarded expression of opinions and subsequently developing into rampant hate speech and tribal bigotry on and offline. 2001 is a critical year for the country. At its tail end, as well as
Citizens
how much we are able to achieve for ourselves. Because I mean, if we are not a peaceful country, then it's going to be very difficult. Our progress to be something that other countries would want to or even be proud of.
The Gambia is also
Yes.
the security.
Even this thing I'm in mind.
Elections are ferocious in many societies in the world, given stakes. Despite the numerous efforts many civil society organizations and other actors, ours has manifested some worrying signs. However, evident of our social setup and unattainable. As people, united first and hand with fellow citizens.
And there should not be disparity and disunion expected of the person. And then to the political party militants, if you are there to support your political party leader, support in peace and do not cause chaos. For the security forces, I plead to them that they try to control the chaos that political media. So anything that they have to share should be something that won't cause chaos and conflict in the Gambia.
Safeguarding our peace is a national responsibility. Fulfill it, you are a patriot. Fail it, you know what that means.
Okay, man media. How can I make the people, everybody understand me? Diga. I should promote more of the positivity than that of the negativity. So my advice to everybody, Monica, we have to be responsible. Respect, jamal rewmi, wax li nga xamne la fa jamal rewmi, ñun ñep suñu responsibility la. Tribe ñu tégué ko aside, hajalo ñu tégué ko aside, te ñu gis Gambia first in everything that we do.
Sacrificing for the realization of peaceful communities is incumbent upon all and sundry. Peace and security matter to everyone irrespective of your affiliation. Students' full environment to learn and realize their fullest potentials.
Peace is life. There is no life without peace.
Let's see Gambia first. No matter what Gambia will remain. Let us not be so concerned about what our individual interests are. I know at the end of the day, we are not opponents in Gambia. We are just opponents or rivals in politics. But
strenuous effort around post-electoral violence amongst women, family heads, students.
Most of the people, in fact, if not all, will agree with me that people with disability or the differently able people, the children and also the elderly people are always vulnerable.
momo ni ame tara auto
development. I mean, I think for me as a Gambian or somebody who has lived all my life in the Gambia, it is important that individually we take responsibility and peace that is in this. After
he walked. Ande me ko mi ko min carte fayda ni me vinta mbe bulano mbe ka kilenti mbe mu Gambia dinilati ndeleta mu tikendo ndeleta mu mfure mbe mu Gambia
were at standstill. Streets, particularly in Greater Banjul, were eerily deserted and silent. A considerable
To begin with, I will make reference to the violence, but we can see the fear or the status quo by then actually halted the education and then went into exile or seek refuge in Senegal. So if violence will happen, it will surely affect or halt my
peace. Post-electoral violence has the tendency of negatively impacting many, if not all, aspects of our lives, and some, including women, children, and young people, may pay a heavier price consequently.
Example, we've seen the political atmosphere that led for young people to come out in a violent way, and that stopped the education of other young people. Looking at Gambia is a population that is, you have young people that constitute 65% of the population, and these young people at the end of the day, if there is, God forbid,
who is hoping to graduate at the end of this semester, I am very vulnerable, and also I am a lady. Mostly we know in every society the women are always the vulnerables and the children, so I call and urge to all Gambians to still preserve the peace that we have as a nation. The differences are normal, but yet we remain as Gambians. Let's embrace our differences.
Mun nga wax ne duma politique bokk ci man loolu is impossible ndaxte nit ku nekk ci dëkk nga dëkk te dëkk boobu noonu dafa am ci sarta yu mu doxee te sarta yooyu dafa am lu ko ëmba understand nga.
Do not try as much as possible as citizens of this country to ensure that peace prevails pre and post election, then we are going to put our health institutions at a huge risk, which is not going to be beneficial to us as citizens, but also is going to deter our progress as a country.
As a student, my concern for the political atmosphere is that there might be disunity and conflict post-December elections, aspect of society, and that makes me fearful.
We have been tested in 2016, thanks to not just the concerted effort put up by the tactful nature in which everyone as a country be challenged. Let us all live up to the desired expectation, put the Gambia and her interests first, and have our names all printed in the country's Guinness Book of Great Sons and Daughters.
Challenges in our communities.
Because we do not dialogue more.
When we engage more, especially in intergenerational dialogues,
many of our conflicts will be averted.
kumala sutukung sutukung kumbo soraya nyaboda kumbo fe bani fadu wale jabita mao nina la sutukung kumala sutukung sutukung kumbo soraya nyaboda kumbo fe bani fadu wale jabita mao nina la sutukung mala sutukung
From today till tomorrow, my heart and soul belongs to you. You wanna know you're so beautiful, more that's my feeling. Wangama, Ufangama, that's why my trust is all for ya. Steady kind of kiss, Jilla, young, you're a